I don't do much preaching anymore by choice, but my mentorship sessions are epic. They're sermons in themselves, LPDs in themselves. You see, it becomes a time where you have to move on from where you were. The preaching becomes a little bit more ineffective because sometimes it's more they just want to be entertained. But now it comes to a teaching phase. So my mentorship sessions, my LPDs are epic. They're filled with self-actualizations and holding up a mirror to that person one-on-one, looking eye to eye. You see, I've been preaching for 30 years. So I needed to change direction. Oh, I want you to hear me carefully now. I needed to change direction because that became a little overwhelming because you don't see the product. You kind of people just go off into the wilderness and doing their things. It becomes more ritualistic. Oh, listen, I'm not worried about what you think about my direction. But these mentorship sessions, you get to look a man in the eye, you get to look a woman in the eye. And almost inevitably, they always say they. And this is how they see me, chap. And they did this. I said, oh, be quiet. It is important how you see yourself. You are worried about how they see you because you can't see yourself. No, I gotta say that again because most of you won't listen to me. You are so worried about how they see you. Your squad leader, your platoon sergeant, your first sergeant, your commander. How do you see you? You see, if your only goal is to actually prove something to somebody, that is the lowest form of self-worth. That is the lowest form of self-esteem. That is the lowest form of you not being your authentic self. I'm not trying to prove nothing to nobody. The goal is to be excellent. The goal is to be unapologetically excellent. You out here every day waking up, trying to prove something to somebody, becoming some prototype of some leader. And you haven't even learned to lead yourself. You know why? Because you haven't really studied yourself. You just studied the person that's on top of you, that's ahead of you, with more rank than you, and you say, I want to be just like that person. Well, that might be a great error on your part because God made you quite different from everybody else. You trying to walk like a person? I did that. You trying to talk like a person? I did that. You trying to dress like a person? I did that. So I'm not telling you anything that I haven't learned. But that sent me into deep depression because you can't be like them. That sent me into low self-worth because you can't be like them. That sent me into absolutely low self-esteem because you can't be like them because they most times don't know who the hell they are. No, you don't hear me. You think I'm just in here talking trash, working out at 3:30 in the morning? No, I'm trying to be unapologetically excellent. I'm influenced by many, defined by none. Because God made me to be me. I want you to consider something. Consider how hard it is to change yourself and what little chance you have in changing others. You see, you want to change people. I left that 15 years ago. I ain't trying to change nobody. Consider how hard it is to change yourself. And what little chance you have in changing others. You've been trying to lose that same 10 pounds for 15 years. You can't even change that. How you going to change the opinions of somebody else? You see, what other people think about you ain't none of your business. What other people think about you ain't none of your business. Everybody's trying to figure out this thing called life. And you sitting around trying to imitate somebody. As we call it in Louisiana, excuse my vulgarity, we call it kissing between the pockets. You know what I've learned in 56 years? You know what I've learned in 56 years? People respect people
who are authentically themselves. But the problem is you don't know who you are. Because you just been handed down a set of values. You've been handed down a set of beliefs. You've been handed down everything in your life, and you have failed to study yourself. It's called self-actualization. It's called who you are in the essence of yourself. You sitting around talking about what you believe. You don't know if you believe it or not. You see, one of the principles I have that everybody hates, but me, you don't get to speak into my life without permission. I have people giving me advice all the time, personal advice. And I laugh, just like that. You don't get to speak into my life without permission. I won't be nasty. I won't be disrespectful. But I always smirk. You giving me advice? You don't know your doggone self. You haven't perfected your doggone self. You giving me advice? See, that's how I feel. But most of you are too afraid to feel that way. Because you don't know yourself. So you take any kind of advice. And all those people don't have to deal with the consequences. You see, this is why I left, per se, the roster. This is why I like one-on-one mentorship. Come by and see me anytime and we can have a real conversation. And it's always going to end like this. Look in the freaking mirror. Stop blaming everybody else in your life. You know how I begin to rise? And I have risen. I took 100% accountability for myself. I ain't blaming nobody. They don't like me because of my religion. They don't like me because of my race. They don't like me because of where I'm from. Oh, be quiet. The people where you from don't like you. The people in your religion don't like you. The people in your race don't like you. Now what you gonna do with that? Are you gonna run from that too? I just finished an hour and a half workout trying to be unapologetically excellent. Now I'm gonna go get some chow. I'm gonna sit down for a couple of hours. And then I'm gonna cut my yard and wash my car. Woo! I'm always fired up because I learned who I am. I changed to who I wanted to be. And I created this man. And 99.9999999% of the people don't like it. But guess what? When I look in the mirror, I always say to myself, I'm young, I'm pretty, and I can't possibly be beat. I must be the greatest. I shook up the